What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Box in the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. We're going to continue with the Brazilian bantamweight and featherweight champion who had a record of 72 with only 2 losses, 4 with 50 knockouts. Now, that's a very strong puncher. He fought from 1957 to 1976. He had the World Bantamweight Championship from 1961 to 1965. He was undisputed. And the WBC Lineal Championship in the featherweight division 1973. Outstanding. Let's take a look at his career. Now, EDER JOFRE, Brazilian bantamweight, born March 26, 1936 in Brazil. He had a professional career in 1957. He was on card on March 26, and he fought Raul Lopez and San Pablo, killed him in 5 rounds. He had another fight April 23rd. Raul Lopez fought him again, San Pablo, but this time he killed him in 3 rounds. May 5th, Osvaldo Perez, San Pablo, killed him in 10 rounds. Fought him again June 7th and killed him in 2 rounds. He was an outstanding puncher, as you can see here. June 14th, J.C. Gonzalez, San Pablo, killed him in 5 rounds. July 5th, Raul Jimmy, San Pablo. He scored a 10-round victory, and that was a very good victory for him. Fought him again July 19th. Another 10-round victory. So he's building up his record at this point. He fought on a card August 16th, Ernesto Miranda, San Pablo, 10-round draw. Fought him again September 6th. Another 10-round draw. So he's building up his record at this point, and he continues to fight all throughout 1957. 1958, January 24th, Alvilo Romero. He knocked him out in 2 rounds. And continues April 13th, German Esquadro. Killed him in 2 rounds. Faced him again April 27th. Knocked him out in 2 rounds. Fought him in Rio de Janeiro. May 14th, Ruben Casas, 10-round draw. And he continues all the way through 1959. As you can see, no losses. Majority of them are all knockouts. December 12th, Danny Kidd, 10-round decision. 1960, February 19th, Ernesto Miranda defeated him in 15 rounds and won the South American bantamweight title. So he was now a champion. Let's see how he defends it. June 10th, Ernesto Miranda. So he fought him again, and this time he knocked him out in 3 rounds and retained the South American title. August 18th, Joe Mendel, Los Angeles, California, knocked him out in 10 rounds. November 18th, Eloy Sanchez, Los Angeles, California, killed him in 6 rounds and won the NBA Bantamweight Championship. December 16th, Billy Peacock, a good fighter of mine. I really like Billy Peacock. I like his style, but he was knocked out in 2 rounds. So that goes to show you the power of EDER JOFRE. Because Billy Peacock is a really, really good fighter. I have his profile. 1961, March 25th. He scored a 10-round knockout and won the vacant World Bantamweight Championship. April 18th, Sugar Ray Guineveras, killed him in 2 rounds. Outstanding. Had a title defense August 19th with a 7th round knockout. December 7th, Fernando Soto, killed him in 8 rounds. 1962, January 18th, Johnny Caldwell, very good fighter, killed him in 10 rounds. May 4th, Herman Marquez, killed him in 10 rounds, retained his title. September 11th, Joe Medel, killed him in 6 rounds, retained his bantamweight title. And he continues to fight as he retains his title in 1964. November 27th, Bernardo Carabello, killed him in 7 rounds, retained his world title. That's his undisputed title. May 17th, fighting Herrera. Very good fighter. Lost in 15 rounds. Lost the world bantamweight title. Had a second opportunity at him June 1st, fighting Herrera, he lost another 15-round decision for the world bantamweight title. That was in Tokyo. Now, he retired following the Herrera bout. This was 67, 68. But then he came back again in 1969, August 27th, and he scored a 6-round knockout, starting comeback as a featherweight. So he went up in weight. In 1970, all wins, all throughout 1970. 1 knockout and 3 victories. 1971, March 26, Jerry Stokes, 2nd round knockout. Fascinating. 1972, all knockouts. He had 1 10-round victory. April 28, Felix Figueroa. And he went the distance with him. But the rest of his opponents were knocked out. And this is amazing because he did retire, even though it was only for a month. But he made a comeback and he went up in weight in featherweight. And he was able to accomplish this very good resume here. 1973, May 5th, Jose Ligre. Now, he was a very, very good fighter. He was a champion. But he defeated him 15 rounds and won a WBC lineal featherweight title. Very good accomplishment. July 21st, Godfrey Stevens killed him in 4 rounds. August 26th, Frankie Crawford, a 10-round victory. October 20th, Vincent Salvatore. Very, very good fighter. Knocked him out in 4 rounds. WBC featherweight title. Let's take a look at Vincent Salvatore. Now, Vincent Salvatore, very, very good fighter. Very good fighter. Let's take a look at Vincent Salvatore. Mexican featherweight, born May 3rd, 1943, Mexico City, Mexico. And he began his career in 1961. And as you can see, all knockouts, except for one, Jose Luis Moreira. He went the distance with him for 10 rounds. That was July 3rd. Other than that, all knockouts. These are pulverizing punches we're looking at here. 1962. Continued with all knockouts. He won on a foul in 8 rounds. And this was May 2nd. Gennaro Gonzalez, Mexico City. He won on a foul in 8. Other than that, he would have won particularly on knockouts. December 29th, Babe Luis lost on a foul. 7 rounds. So that's his first loss since his career started. But in 1963, he comes back with all knockouts. Except for 1964, he was knocked out in the 12th round. Actually, I'm wrong. Strike that. He had all knockouts. But on April 4th, Eduardo Guerrero, Mexico City, he went the distance and retained his Mexican featherweight title. Okay. So I'm looking at all knockouts here. Predominantly. June 1st, Ishmael Laguna, Tijuana, Mexico, 10-round victory. September 26th, Sugar Ramos, Mexico City. He knocked him out in 12 rounds and won the world featherweight title. See, this was undisputed. So he was the champion. 1965, May 7th, Raul Rojas, Los Angeles, California. He knocked him out in 15 rounds and retained the world featherweight title. So he had a total bouts of 29. 22 KOs. He's a ferocious puncher. This is what I'm talking about. See, these are fighters. And that's the reason why it's very difficult to put fighters in with other fighters, because you have to be able to take a punch. You have to be able to take a punch, especially at that time. The rules were different. The gloves were different. The fighting spirit was totally different. The reason for being in the ring were different. The upbringing was different. You had to have thick skin. You just had to be a tough person. And these were brutal punchers. These were tough men. So salute to Vince Salvador, Mexican featherweight. And salute to EDER JOFRE, Brazilian featherweight. Outstanding fighters. They've both been entered into my Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Dynamite fighters, dynamite punches. This is Scrapbook Boxing. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Salute to all my subscribers. Salute to the brother. Retro Boxing and Documentaries. Coach Sugar Anderson. Phenom International. Salute the corner. Sister Lala D. Peace. Salute to the brother PK and MMA. Boxing. Make sure you subscribe. Peace.